Eccoci qua. Buonasera Susanna, eccomi qua, lei ci vede da dietro, ciao, mi senti?
Buonasera, buonasera.
Zuzana Kirchnerová capisce l'italiano, però parlerà in inglese e si sente più a suo agio con l'inglese, anche se ha studiato italiano, appunto. Benvenuta sullo schermo del Cinema Beltrade, anzitutto.
Grazie, buonasera.
E grazie per il tuo film, un bellissimo road movie, una coproduzione, come avete visto, ceca, slovacca e italiana, ambientata tutta in Italia. Un bellissimo film, in parte ispirato alla tua vita, ho letto in qualche intervista, ma tu non hai mai fatto questo viaggio. Però in questo viaggio hai voluto mettere alcune delle tue emozioni, del tuo vissuto con tuo figlio, delle tue sensazioni.
Yes, that's right. The film is a little bit autobiographic because I do have a son who is autistic and with Down syndrome, but I never traveled through Italy. I never did such a road movie, so it was a pure imagination and all these encounters. And yeah, it's what I wrote. It's not my life.
Avete bisogno di traduzione? Qualcuno di voi ha bisogno di traduzione? Avete capito tutti? Okay, perfetto. So they don't need translation, so we can
Great.
talk this strange conversation in mixed Italian and English without translation. That I think it's good.
Mm.
And in this very we had a discussion here when we had to write the newsletter to say to tell the people that we had your movie and that we have had you for the Q&A because someone had written that it is uh, poetic and
I'm freezed.
delicate.
Hmm.
And I thought that I had to speak Italian maybe, but it's the same. I thought that yeah, it's poetic and it is also delicate, but these two adjectives don't really describe it because it's also a very strong movie, very realistic. So yeah, it's poetic and particularly the photography is very delicate, but it's also strong. It's a and I was wondering about how much you worked to have a very realistic and strong impression of the characters in your movie.
I wanted a mixture, so I really wanted the cinematography and the camera work to be very poetic in a way, and then in contrast with a strong story, with strong characters, with the very. I really focus on authenticity with actors, and so really love to combine actor like the real actors, professional actors, and non-actors. So I think that's why it's kind of strong and I could say raw in a way. Um, so yeah, I was really searching for this kind of combination, like the poetic cinematography and the raw direction of actors, I would say, and a raw story as well, because I really wanted to do a story which because I don't like when people romanticize the life with disabled people. So quite often I meet quite often some filmmakers or other creators who think it's such a poetic thing to live with somebody who is disabled because he has such a special way of perceiving world, etc., etc. And I don't think so. I think it's most of the time it's quite tough and it's quite raw. So, but on the other hand, I didn't want it to make like only raw and only strong, and that's why I choose to do the kind of poetic road movie in at the same time.
Um, par-
Mhm.
But speaking about the photography, also in the photography there are like two mixed aspects, in my opinion.
Mm.
For one side, from one side, you have a lot of come si dice? Oddio, ho un'amnesia. Close up, detail,
Yes.
a lot of
Mhm.
details. You are very focused on the details of the bodies,
Mhm.
and this is a bit, it transmits a bit of a sense of oppression also sometime, and sometime intimacy. It depends on the situation, but we are often inside a very uh, narrow space, the caravan, uh,
Mhm.
and so this transmits a lot of physicality.
Mhm.
The body, the gestures. There is often silence, so the dialogue is often given by the physicality, by the gestures
Mhm.
of the characters. On the other side, there are moments that are really very lyric, uh, with lights, colors, and also details that are not in real, not in focus, but um, uh, very like maybe things that David is looking at, like ray of lights
Mhm.
and colors of the sea, or
Mhm.
he's smelling something and he is also observing the colors.
Mhm.
So there are these two plans that are intertwined.
Yes, yes, that's what I wanted because, like, um, I really wanted to work in close up because I love my characters and I love to observe people. And I think sometimes the gesture and physicality is more powerful and more important than just words. And then I really wanted to have to transmit to people the way autistic people see the world. So that's why I wanted to have this kind of poetic moments, this ray of light, sea, etc. And I think it's also the interesting combination that's those two aspects, the lyric things and the physicality, that it's not only physical, that there are two different layers. I think it's always more interesting than to have just, I don't know, purely physical film. I don't know if I'm understandable, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. And about the characters, so the mother is the maybe the il perno, the main character around which everything is rotating,
Mhm. Mhm.
and she is looking for some freedom. She's looking for some rest. She's looking for
Mhm.
some change in her life, probably,
Mhm.
and uh, and so during this trip we see she's meeting another character, another woman.
Mhm.
I think it's a very important moment, that one, when actually something looks, we think that maybe something can change, and something changes in that moment. So there is a sort of evolution of the characters.
Mhm.
Then we don't know exactly how will happen after the end of the movie.
Mhm.
We at the end of the movie we have a new dramatic moment because this character disappears, and
Mhm.
things seem to become heavy again. But I think there is a very little slow, delicate evolution, but there is a sort of growth of the characters.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I think so. But honestly, I don't believe that we that in real life we have such a huge evolution. Like I think the evolution happens in very delicate small steps, and it's mainly invisible, and it happens mainly in interior of everyone. So I think and if I was when I was writing the script of the film, I was wondering how should I finish the film and what should be evolution. But I wanted to make an honest film, and I don't really believe in kind of big ending in such a situation or in big changes. I believe in small changes, and then maybe she find some small freedom for her, but she will still have her son, and their life will continue to be kind of difficult, but she will always keep her little freedom, which she learned in Italy and with Zuza in her soul, deep in her. I don't know. So it's very delicate thing, and yeah, and I really wanted to be kind of honest and truthful, and I wanted to make a film which will be pretending that there is some kind of that the real big change is possible, because I don't believe in that.
I think you were honest in your movie because we
Mm,
see this mother that loves her child, but at
mm,
the same time, sometimes she's really tired.
mm,
She would like to, I don't know what to do, but she's
mm,
really she has the natural bad feelings that a mother
mm,
can have. And
mm,
a last question from me, and then I will give the microphone to people that I hope
mm,
have also questions on their own.
mm,
My last question is about the actor that played the role of
mm.
David. I wanted to know something more about this actor.
So this young man, his real name is David, and he will be 18 in October. And he was born with Down syndrome, but he does speak. He's very kind of independent. He has his cell phone. He travels on his own, like within Prague. He's very good in sports, so he's like multiple athlete champion, and um and he's I think he's a really very good actor, because he was acting that he can't speak because he does speak, and he's very different from the boy in the film. He's not autistic, so he doesn't have this kind of things with lights and rays of lights, etc. So he was really acting, and we spent a really lot of time together before we even started shooting. We prepared for the shooting like several months, with Anya, with the main actress, and also with Zuza, and we have a special coach on a set. Uh, yeah, and he's a great guy. He has a great humor. He has a great energy, and he would love to make Caravan too. That's his dream.
They really seem to get along very well together, the three of
Yes,
them.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Ok, thank you. And avete qualche domanda? Potete, io alla fine l'ho fatta in inglese perché mi è venuto così, potete farle anche in italiano se volete, non siate timide e timidi e potete chiedere quello che volete o fare i vostri commenti. Io sono qua per portarvi il microfono. Chi rompe il ghiaccio, arrivo.
Grazie. Volevo chiedere, visto che è una storia che ha un contenuto autobiografico, eh, quanto è la vera difficoltà di portare in uno schermo un personaggio, la relazione di una mamma da sola con un ragazzo autistico, in questo caso anche un ragazzo con la sindrome di Down, quindi una doppia disabilità. Eh, come si fa a convivere con questa situazione e come è stato difficile portare questa cosa sullo schermo?
Um, I mean, you mean in my personal life? How is it going? How is it like?
Yeah, in your personal life, how you transpose this aspect of the film?
How is it like? You mean how is it to live like me? You mean my personal life with my son? That was the question. I don't know if I
Yeah,
understood
the
well.
question is that you have, I don't know if you have a boy with a double disability, with
Yes,
the
I do.
Down
Yes.
syndrome. And I think it's quite difficult to uh, derive a story and to express this feeling, the feelings you have in yourself on a film.
Yes, it was quite difficult, but I mean, it's as I said, it's not like 100% autobiographical, you know. So it's autobiographical, but in this at the same time, it's a story, you know. So there's a lot of imagination. Um, and well, it was what was the most difficult for me is what is was to be really honest and to write a scene when she's angry with her son and when she's not kind of good mother. So but at the same time I thought that it's so important to show to people that like the mothers are not, and the mothers of disabled kids are not like some saint, and that they also have feelings and they also have desires, and sometimes they are angry, sometimes they are frustrated, or a lot of, well, um, most of the time they are quite frustrated. So yeah, it was difficult. It was difficult. That's also why I asked two colleagues to join me for writing. And actually, I wrote the biggest part of the script. I wrote by myself, but they kind of helped me not to be ashamed and to really go deep. And they were kind of my support team because I just didn't want to write it on 100% on my own, because that would be kind of depressing. I don't know if I answered the question, but
Yes, yes, thank you. C'è qualche altra domanda pronta? Sì? Sì, sì.
Ho
hmm?
visto che ha scritto la sceneggiatura e mi domando come mai ha sentito questo desiderio di raccontare questo rapporto madre-figlio, ma in un contesto così, mi sento di dire un po' degradato, cioè ha incontrato persone eh, fragili, deboli. Come mai il desiderio di raccontare questa storia in un contesto di questo tipo? Ho spiegato bene?
Maybe if you could translate it for me in English, please.
Uh, the, the, the question is that how you choose to depict the story in such a degraded no man's land that we find all over the way, with people with a lot of fragility and a lot of problems. The character that comes up on the story are all people
Hmm.
with their own difficult in the life.
Hmm.
So why you choose this road
Uh,
movie in
mhm.
such a land, really not a good land, I mean.
Um, yeah, because, well, first of all, I didn't want it to show the stereotypical Italy, because I didn't want to show the Italy of like just beaches and sun and pizza and gelato. So I wanted to find some interesting countryside. And then for me, it was very when I discovered Calabria, it was very metaphorical for me, because for me, like the countryside is very close to Esther's soul, and it's a no man's land, but on the other hand, it's also she can find a freedom there because there's just nobody, and there's open space. Because what I imagine, that she, like most of the time when she's in Czech Republic, she's living in some small apartment, and she's always with her son in this small apartment, going nowhere. And what I like about Calabria, that there is just like nobody, there are open spaces, there is nobody by the sea, there is a sort of freedom, and there is nobody judging her. So, and then what I also wanted is that to show, because she's going from north to south, and it's also like on north she's kind of, let's say, close, and then she goes down south to get her freedom, and she changed, and the countryside changed as well. So that's why.
And if I may add some thought, maybe she's also looking for something really different from the situation, the initial situation, where she is in a bourgeois context with people who maybe they have a nice house, nice holiday house, a nice family, everything is perfect, but they are not perfect, and we see they are judging her. So maybe she's looking for the opposite.
Yes, exactly. That's yeah. That's very precise. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Yeah, that and also there's kind of a backstory that back like 20 years ago. Back then, she used to go to south of the Italy to pick up oranges, lemons, etc. So it's also kind of trip to her youth as well.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
C'è qualche altra domanda pronta? Qualcuno, qualche curiosità o qualche osservazione? I wanted also to ask you whether you shot the movie in chronological order.
Most of the time, yeah. Most of the time, yeah. We started in north, and we spent 1 month in the north of Italy, in close to Rimini and in Emilia Romagna, and then we moved. Then we had to pause during the summer, and in beginning of September we started to shoot in Calabria. So I mean, it wasn't like every scene wasn't wasn't precisely chronological, but like main those, yeah, we started by the north and then we went to the south.
And how much did the actors know about the story? Did they read the script? And what did you say to David at the beginning to explain your project?
I don't think David read the script, but of course Anya read the script, Zuza and other professional actors. And with David, the thing is that we work a lot before the start of the shooting. So we talk a lot about it, and he knows my son. He came many times in my house because he actually the good thing was that he is quite close to my place, like 10 minutes from my place. So he spent because I have two sons, so he spent quite a lot of time with them playing Minecraft and stuff like that. and we talk a lot about the situations, and he has a great relationship with Anya. They are really friends and they love each other, and with Zuza as well. So, and we did what as, in preps, what we did a lot of kind of I would say physical training with because like I had a kid coach, and she's also a clown. Like, so we did a lot of crazy things, playing and imagining things, playing animals and stuff like that. So and the relationship he has with Anya in the film, he loves her and hates her in the same at the same time. So that's quite real. So yeah.
Interesting. Qualcun altro qualcosa ancora da chiedere? No, pare che nessuno abbia più domande. Ehm, io volevo solo ancora chiederti un'ultima domanda rispetto al film ed è rispetto al personaggio di Susa, che è un
Mhm.
personaggio molto particolare. Come ti è venuta in mente questa girovaga così pazza, però nello stesso tempo così saggia, che non giudica e che riesce a fare la cosa giusta al momento giusto?
Um, well, the first thing is that when I was writing the script, I was already thinking about Julia, the actress, because I knew her, so I was really writing it for her, which helped me a lot. And then I don't know, because it was just a pure joy to write such a character. I had a lot of fun writing it and imagining what she could do. And I had a lot of inspiration from things I did when I was younger. And yeah, and I really wanted somebody who is a symbol of freedom for me, with no borders, and with who doesn't judge, which is quite important thing for Esther. Yeah, so I had a real lot of fun imagining Zuza.
È un bel personaggio perché anche lei, nonostante sia cieca e quindi si possano parlare nella loro lingua con Esther, però parla soprattutto con gli sguardi, con il corpo, con la sua fisicalità, anche lei, fisicità.
Yeah, and actually she's not Czech, she's Slovak, but
Eh,
it's
ok.
a the language is a little bit different, but we do understand each other. But she's Slovak. Yeah.
Ok, prima di lasciarti andare, vorrei chiederti un favore. Abbiamo questa abitudine da un po' di tempo di chiedere a tutti i registi e le registe tre domande che poi metteremo sulla nostra pagina Instagram e Facebook, e puoi rispondere in maniera sempre in inglese, puoi rispondere